The Me Too movement has swept through Hollywood, the news industry, and even Congress. But members of the U.S. military, the nation's largest employer, are still waiting for their reckoning. And they say neither Congress nor the military are doing enough. In 2016, roughly 15,000 service members said they had experienced a sexual assault.
My job was to make sure that the troops on the battlefield were supplied, be able to shoot, move, and communicate.
Staff Sgt. Merci McKinley served 13 years in the Army and deployed 4 times to Iraq. 3 years after leaving the military, she has started to speak out about her assault and the way the military handled it. McKinley says she was raped by 2 men in her unit.
The 2 male soldiers that took turns sexually assaulting me, it was all staged and it was all planned. Immediately after the assault, I went back to my barracks room. My roommate was home at the time, and she started talking to me, and I didn't say anything to her. I was crying hysterically. She said, "Hey, what happened to you?" I couldn't even get the words out. I just said over and over, that I felt dirty.
McKinley still doesn't know what happened to her alleged attackers. She says she asked military officials for her records multiple times, but was told they were sealed. The Department of Defense wouldn't comment on her case. How do you think your case was handled?
You know, I went to my command sergeant major at the time and asked for a transfer. The transfer was denied. In fact, what I was told was I was going to soldier through it. They were only concerned about me being able to recover in enough time to deploy and still do my job. No one in my unit really talked to me. Everybody treated me like I was a disease.
The Pentagon's most recent figures show a 10% increase in sexual assault reports last year. The same study also found 40% of survivors surveyed said they experienced some form of retaliation after reporting. In January, McKinley joined a Me Too protest outside the Pentagon. After hearing stories from other survivors, she felt compelled to share her own. She's now an advocate for women in the military and advises service members dealing with sexual assault cases. You've become recently outspoken on the topic of military sexual trauma. Why are you speaking now?
I still get the stories. I still get service members reaching out to me asking for assistance. In fact, some of the same things that I've experienced back in 2006, 2007 is still occurring, regardless of the amount of reforms that they've made. And it's up to Congress to do something.
For the last 5 years, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has been pushing a bill to change the way the military handles serious crimes, including sexual assault. The bill would remove commanders' authority to prosecute sexual assault cases and turn cases over to an independent military prosecutor.
Not every single commander believes what a sexual assault is. Not every single commander can distinguish between a slap on the ass and a rape because they merge all of these crimes together.
But military leaders have pushed back, saying this change to the justice system could undermine their authority, which has been enough to stall the bill. You first introduced legislation, the Military Justice Improvement Act in 2013. Can you talk a little bit about the origins of the bill and where we are now?
Well, I wrote the bill when I heard stories from survivors. When you hear a man or woman who's been brutally raped and then disbelieved when they report the crime and then retaliated against for reporting the crime, it's unacceptable and it's outrageous.
Some of your critics call this bill extreme. How do you respond to that?
So they said the same exact thing when we tried to integrate the military, when we added women to the military. Don't ask, don't tell, same excuse. Now with the transgender troops, same excuse. Anytime that they are asked to change to make sure more men and women can serve at their fullest capacity, they've resisted.
You have fought for this year after year since 2013. To get the bill passed. I mean, are you frustrated by where the legislation stands today?
I'm really frustrated. I'm frustrated by the lack of courage by various colleagues. I'm frustrated that commanders, since Dick Cheney was Secretary of Defense, have declared zero tolerance for sexual assault in the military, but still conviction rates and percentage of cases going to trial continues to go down over the last several years.
The military does acknowledge its problem with sexual assault. In a statement, the Department of Defense said they would not rest until they eliminate the crime from their ranks and would redouble prevention initiatives. Do you feel as though the Me Too movement is making a difference in the military?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the fact that more men and women are coming forward to tell their stories is really important. It takes enormous bravery and courage. But we need to fix the system. We need to professionalize it, and we need to make sure that justice is possible.
Senator Gillibrand reintroduced the Military Justice Improvement Act last November, but despite bipartisan support, the bill hasn't received enough traction to get to the floor. And McKinley is still hopeful for legislative reform, but she's disheartened by how little outside support the Me Too military movement has received.
It takes a lot for survivors to come out and really express what they've experienced. That takes more courage than anything else. We're human beings. We're more than just a hashtag. I want people out there to still continue to fight.